You sure? Say yes. Oh, I get the thumbs up. Okay, everybody. Woo! It is 12 noon or maybe a little bit past. And let me announce the room. Welcome to Festool Live. It's Festool Friday, of course. All right, over here on the board, we have Garrett. He's our awesome utility player. Behind the camera, we have Chris, the unit Cybert. Over here, we have Min. Say hi, Min.
Hi. Hi, Min.
On the line, or online, we have Brent answering all your questions. Thank you, Mr. Shively. And once again, I want everybody to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. Subscribe to our Facebook. Subscribe to our Instagram and follow us. We got killer content on all those channels, and I appreciate it. Chris, what about, oh, YouTube has the bell, right?
Yes.
Okay, hit the bell so you can never miss a Festool Live. Okay. Boy, this is tough. I usually make an announcement, but I'm gonna say thank you to each and every person who reached out to me yesterday morning and continued to reach out to me. Lewiston, Maine is where I grew up. And my heart goes out to all those people in Lewiston. It is an amazing community. I've been away from home, and I still call it home, for 43 years. So I hope everybody stays safe there, and I hope everybody's okay. I just want to mention that my sister and my brother-in-law are all in lockdown, and they're fine. And thank you, each and every one of you who has reached out to me. All right. Whew. Minnie, I made it through that, huh?
I'm proud.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. Yeah, my mind's been racing the last day and a half. Okay, but this is, okay, Chris, I want you to do this really quick. I want you to pan the room. Okay, really quick, and I want everybody to see what I have set up here today. It's the drills from Festool that are offered here in North America. And the reason I wanted to do this is ever since I started doing the CXS and TXS 18 and the CXS 12 and a few episodes ago, there's been some confusion or there's been questions. However you've contacted us, hey, which one should I get? Or which combination of drills should I get? And when I was setting this up yesterday, I was like, I hope I don't confuse everybody. Because when I started counting, okay, I'm gonna ask Minnie. Minnie, how many drills does Festool offer here in North America?
10.
Woo! Chris?
9.
It's because you did the description today. That's my main man. All right. I won't ask Garrett because Garrett knows everything about Festool. All right. And of course, probably Brent typed 9. Thank you, Brent. We have 9 drills. How do you select them? Well, we have specialty drills, and I'll go through that. We have a selection, like everybody's asking, should I get a CXS 18 or a C18? There used to be other little nuances about which one I should get. Like a C, remember the old CXS? Well, now all the heads fit on the CXS. We've simplified it, and hopefully I go through this correctly with you so you know, or I give you some ammo to make the right selection for you. I know it's 3 that I would own, and I do own at home. Some of them are earlier versions of the ones I have in this room. But here, as I get going, I will start where I started a few weeks ago. Okay. So when somebody looks at the CXS 18 and the TXS 18, they go, what's the difference between the C drill and the T drill? Well, guess what? That'll eliminate a lot of decision making as I go through this. Hopefully you'll catch this, and hopefully I describe it right. All right, so when you look at let me take this off. When you look at a CXS 18, and as I do this, everybody goes, what's so special about the C-style drill? Okay, and yes, that's the fast fix hub. We have all the different chucks that fit on it. And whether you get the CXS 18 or CXS 12, you'll see how to use this. Think about this. Think about a corded drill. Think about a drywall drill driver that is corded. They all are held. They all have this recess back here because this is how you hold it. Because you get perfect inline what? Pressure at 9 degrees. So if I'm drilling here, I don't have to, say I'm doing a beam up on a ladder, I don't have to take my hand off the what? The ladder to drill. It's a perfect inline. If I'm using a T-XS, which is really comfortable in hand and very ergonomic, guess what? Getting pressure or a lot of pressure as a drill and a driver, guess what? You have to take your hand off the ladder. Now, this is why an impact driver. Okay, so if I take a screw like this and I'm drilling or throwing a screw, say, into this beam, I don't what? The impact does it for me, okay? I don't have to, it bumps it in. So that is why everybody in the world, in the US, loves impact drivers, because this ergonomic became wicked popular and it actually bumps the screw in for you. Now, I hope that's not confusing because I'm going to be talking about impact in a little while, and I'm going to set that right there, back there. So that's the difference, really quick, between a T-style drill or a C-style drill. Did you like that, Garrett? Did you get that? CT or C? And that is why we have CTs. Never mind. See how I brought it around? Huh? Garrett's my main man. He taught me that. You like that, Minnie? I like it. Okay. Now, we have, and I mentioned this in the last episode. Watch, I'll show you. I'm going to grab the CXS and I'm going to put it on here. And I have this drill that I've been using. If anybody's ever come to a Festool training with me, I always have this bit. I got this. Guess where I got this bit, Garrett?
Woodcraft Hawaii.
Woodcraft Hawaii. That's right, brah. I can't help it, brah. Garrett's been teaching me Hawaiian language. Pidgin, what's it called? Pidgin English? Yes, sir. Okay. I have never had this sharpened. This is 1 3/8 inches. And everybody is so amazed. Look, this is the CXS 18. And I have the right angle drill chuck on here. Oh, it's beeping. Why is that? Right here, look, I have it in speed number 2. So remember, and I love teaching people this, the higher the RPM, the less torque. The lower the RPM, more torque. So what the drill, this is a wicked smart drill, what it's telling me, hey, put it in 1. Let me just reverse it really quick. Whoopsie. Oh, duh, Brian. Hey, is this the one that somebody messed with me? I'm going to put it in drill mode. There we go. I'm going to put it in 1. And now it'll power through. This has a lot of torque. Okay, and I can keep going and going and going with this. And that's in 1. Okay, and I'm going to leave it there. I can go on and on and on. So what if I had switched it into 1 and say I'm doing something massive like a lot of big hole saws? Guess what I would do? I would go with a C18. And you'll see the difference as I bring this. Chris, can you get in here? You'll see it's a lot thicker. It's because it's a bigger motor. So you can, it's an easy, all of them are EC motors, brushless motors, but you can what? You'll have more torque with this, more rotational torque. Same thing with the T18. That's why we are leaving them in the lineup, okay? I am reaching for the CXS all the time because I just love, it's a little bit smaller, really well powered. It seems a little taller there. It's because I have the a 5.0, not a 4.0 on there. These are amazing drills, the new CXS and TXS 18. So, if I was to choose, I would go with a CXS 12. I am a super fan of the CXS drills. I always have been. I build cabinetry most of the time. And a CXS is super lightweight. It's comfortable in the hand. I know a lot of people in cabinetry that have 2 or 3 of this for their guys installing. Why? Because they're doing what? Posi drive screws, setting up hinges, doing drawer pulls, all the hardware that you're setting up drawer slides. This is a wonder drill for that. But it's great to have around the house too. For me, it's all about ergonomics. It's super lightweight. I can't talk enough about the CXS. So I don't want to because I did a whole episode on it. You'll see all the values to it. All right, so when it comes to a drill driver, and hear me out, this is another way to create that funnel to what are you looking for. A CXS has this new battery. It's a 2.5 amp hour. It's a 12 volt. It charges on the 18 volt charges, okay? That TCL6. Hey, I actually got that right. Not bad, huh? Okay. Important. You may want to think, should I get a CXS 12 or a what? CXS 18 or TXS 18? What other platform tools, 18 volt tools you may want? Like you may want to get the new CSC 50, or you want a track saw, a cordless track saw, or the RSC, the new reciprocating saw, the new KSC 60 K-Packs. You want those batteries, so that's why I would say, hey, get the 18 volt CXS or TXS, and I'm a fan of CXS. The one tool I can't work without is a impact driver. In my shops, I loved them. It was just, and I'll show you, hopefully this explains why I like impacts or why everybody should have an impact, okay? In the old days, when we were using screws, we didn't have impact drivers, or we didn't have this particular screw here that is self-tapping with nibs, it's self-countersinking. What we would do is we'd have a drill. I used to have an air drill, and I used to line it up here and do what? Drill a couple of holes, okay, for assembly, right? And I would countersink first because they weren't self-countersinking, and then I would have another drill. I'm going to grab a TXS for it, okay? I'll slip in and I think I have Phillips in these, and then I would do this. Then I'd have another drill. It was a 2 drill system, and I really liked that. That's how we did it way back when. And then these screws came out and impact drivers. So I really didn't have to think about it. Think about all the steps that an impact driver does. And you see that? Look at that, non-mushrooming. Can we get in there, Garrett? You got it? It's not just, what I just did was called feathering in the screw, okay? And with an impact, you could do that. So think of what an impact driver did for my shop. It eliminated a step. You want to talk about a huge time saver. So that's why I will always have an impact in my shop. Whew. Are we doing good, men?
We are doing great.
Okay, good. So hopefully I've started the thought process. Yeah, I need a drill driver. Yeah, an impact would be great. Do you go 18 or 12 volt? See how I'm trying to give you some ammo for making the right choice. All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into some specialty drills now because I want to lead you or show you the third drill that I can't live without in my shop. All right, so this is a specialty drill. We did a Festool live on this. This is our DWC-18. It is a collated screwdriver. And you see how it's not spinning? Haha, watch. If I'm just throwing screws in here, just like that, and I can adjust it. Hopefully we got this. You got this, Garrett, right here? Yep. We kind of set, so if it, see how it dimples in perfect? If I want to go a little deeper, I always got to look right here. I go this way, or I want to go a little shallower, just like this, and you'll see the little icon there, so I can do this. Now, it's not running. So the battery life just is forever on these, and I could just take this and run that correlation all day long. Think this one out. Is this drill for everybody? No. It's for a drywall crew doing drywall in all the time, or for that remodeler that does do a lot of drywall, okay? But not for that person who has to hang a sheet every once in a while. Like, I know a lot of people who sub out drywall, okay? Builders sub out drywall. They don't want to do it. That's for the drywall crew. But what if they're stuck, you're a remodeler, and you got to hang a board or two? Yes, you can get that. Or you can have a Festool drill. And we have this. This is what I call the drywall central fast fix chuck. And it has a lot of the same features of this. I always chuckle when I'm going to put this on the CXS18. I always chuckle when I use this, because I had a colleague years and years ago, and we came out with this in 2006, 7, and they borrowed this for the weekend, the original C12. They came back on Monday and said, look, it's not spinning. Neither did the DWC until I put pressure on it. Watch. And I'm going to come right in here. And you see how it dimples? That's a perfect dimple. But there's a situation. Remember how I had turned it in 1? I'll turn it in 2 so it's a little bit faster. And if that doesn't dimple right, I just want to get the coarse threads here so it bites in quick. And every single one is the same dimple, which is really cool, the same depth, so I don't break the paper. And I can just skim coat that and be done with it. Now, there's a problem with shooting, and this is with a lot of drywall drivers out there. What if I miss shoot? Well, the nice thing about the depth setting chuck, or the drywall chuck, is this green ring. Oh, I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. If I need to adjust this, I think you got it right here, Garrett. If I need to adjust depth, it's adjusted every time you hear it click, whether that way or that way, it's 1/10 of a millimeter. So I gotta get the perfect dimple on there. Now, here's the problem. I just put it in reverse. You see where I got it set? I don't wanna lose my setting. I can't take that out. Okay, so Chris, can you get in here, right here? If I turn this ring, it pushes it forward, so now I can back out a misshot screw. It is a really great chuck to have, and guess what? That's for that person. Hey, if you're a homeowner and you gotta do a room in your house and you got a Festool drill, get the drywall chuck, okay? Now you can shoot board all day long. Now, if you're that homeowner that is doing one room, I wouldn't suggest this. This is a specialty drill. Hopefully that came across and helped you make the right decision. Okay, I'm gonna put this here so I don't lose it. Okay, next. This is a fun one, because this was confusing a few years ago. We came out with something called the PDC a few years back. It's a hammer drill. And someone said, can I use the impact for a hammer? So I had to teach people the difference between an impact, a hammer drill, and then a rotary hammer. So I'm going to describe it to you now so you understand, and then I'll go over here and I'll show you. An impact driver, which we just used is spinning, but it's got dogs, and dogs take that, hit and turn, hit and turn. So the torque is tangential. So it hits it, and that little bump forward turns it. A hammer drill is a lot different. And that's what the TPC is, 18. And it's a cog system. Watch, I'll let you hear this. Look, I'm gonna put it in hammer. Okay, see how it's spinning? Like this? It seems like a regular drill, okay? And it can be a regular drill, all right? And see, what's a regular drill? I'm gonna push back. You see how I can't push it back and it's still spinning. If I take it like this, put it in hammer drill, you got this, Chris? Mm-hmm. Watch. See how I can push it back? So when it pushes back, it hits a series of bumps, okay, or nibs on another gear, and it vibrates. So listen, I'm gonna take this like this, watch. Hear it? So what that does is that allows you to vibrate the tip of a concrete bit right here, and that's carbide right there, see that? So that allows me to drill or move this tip so it vibrates so I can cut into that concrete. That's a hammer drill. Now, the nice thing about the Festool system, as usual, is this TPC-18 will drill in wood, it'll drill in steel, and the beauty of it will drill in concrete. I need, got it? You're right here. I need a concrete drill in my shop. Setting stud walls into concrete, drilling out all kinds of stuff in the basement and the walls. I need to attach something. I use Tapcons. Now, the nice thing is I can do it. This is a great attachment. I've covered this, I think, in Lost in the Catalog. It's we designed it for this because this also eliminates 2 steps. I'm just going to turn this on. Okay. So the thing with, see, this is a 4-speed drill. One, I'll turn this off. In one, as I believe it's 0 to 450. You want to talk about a low RPM and a massive amount of torque. This will handle the big hole saws drilling into ceilings or wherever. Okay, always when you are in that or you're drilling concrete, okay, you have 2. Look, I could switch it diagonally to 3 and 4. 4, I believe, is going at, I'm going to double check, 3,600 RPM. This is a monster. This is like going through butter when you're drilling concrete. So I'm going to turn it on. Now this is really nice because when I'm drilling this, okay, listen to this.
All right, Minnie, let me know if we're back to audio's good.
Can you hear me?
1 second. It's going to take a delay.
Let me know.
Do I have to re-up?
Yeah, let me see.
Does Minnie have to re-up?
I don't know. Go. No, you're good.
I'm good?
Yep.
Are you-
Good.
Okay, so where did we end?
Just wanted a little break, did you?
Wow, I thought it was Dunkin' Donuts time.
I would start at the BHC entirely.
Okay, so, okay, let me take it out. Okay, so if we, this is awesome. We haven't had a hiccup in a while. I like Garrett. All right, so what I was talking about is they said I was drilling with a TPC when I cut off. Okay, so let's talk about a person who is drilling into concrete all day long. that person, you saw how easy it was with the TPC. Oh boy, all these acronyms. The BHC is a rotary hammer. It's completely different from a hammer drill. And that's what people get confused. A rotary hammer is spinning, okay? And there's a piston that hits it, so it's a more positive hit. And I'll show you that. You'll see it goes in like butter. And if we look right here on the side of it, you have rotary hammer mode and you have drill mode. And I don't know if I covered this the last time I covered the BHC. So it is an SDS shank. You pull this back, and there you go, right there, SDS, slot drive system, it stands for, and you put it in like that. So this is somebody who's hanging hurricane shutters all day long or drilling out anchors, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this on, okay? And you're gonna see it has, right here, we're back with Chris, it has vibration control, so it dampens that vibration coming to your arm. And if I drill this, and once again, I don't have to come behind that and do what? And take a dust extractor and suck out that hole. It does it. It's one step. It saves so many. It just saves so much time. But this is what I want to get at today. I'm going to switch it to drill mode. So now it's just drilling. There's no piston hitting that. And this is the adapter for Central Tech. And this is the one thing that things go missing or people don't understand. It has the slot drive system. I'm going to put the Central Tech tip on there. And I put a little, runner on there. And guess what that's good for? So I can have this, have that bit, put it in my pouch, right? Slip this on, just like this, bring it in. Come on, Sedge, you got this. There's too many twisty things. And I can run tap cons if I find the right hole. I think it was this one, all day long. You know, just like this. Whoopsie, wrong way. But I can set tap cons all day long like that. And then wait a minute. Go to the next hole like this, put that in my pouch, and go to the next hole. All right? So that is for somebody, who does concrete all the time. That's what you need. It dampens vibration. A TPC is the hammer drill. That's the one-all, beat-all drills. And when we upgraded that, we made sure it took every single one of the fast fix chucks. So now, when you have and I'm going to bring this out, when you have a TPC drilling into concrete, right, that takes all the fast fix chucks, whether eccentric chuck or the right angle chuck, the 3/8 socket adapter, the depth setting chuck, and I'll explain this one in a minute if I have a moment, drywall chuck, 1/2-inch chuck, 3/8 chuck. But what nowadays, what works with that is your CXS system, where I can put an 18 in there, and I can use the CXS 12 as well. All those chucks fit on there. That is so important to understand. So, in my shop at home and how I work now, this is my go-to. This is my second go-to, and I always have the CXS for the higher torque. And the problem with having Garrett in the room is he's trying to make me laugh. You know, like that in high school where you're doing a public speaking and someone's holding up stuff that the teacher doesn't see? That's Garrett. Okay, I forgot to tell you the difference between the drywall chuck and the depth setting chuck. Okay, I'm gonna step over here. So what if I don't have a impact for feathering in a screw, but I want them set at all the same depth? Because like I said, it's also the screw that you choose with the nibs for self-countersinking and the piercing tip for what? Self-tapping. But if I have, and I'm going to use the TXS, but if I have this, which is the depth setting chuck, I can set the depth on there. and it spins. It doesn't have to take pressure like this one. So if I take that, see how it spins? And I can set the depth, and every one will be the exact same depth when I'm building cabinets. And that is a Nomar tip, non-marring tip. Okay, and you can use it for everything, but it's for setting precise depth. And it's basically, see how that's not spinning? It's on a bearing. And this is a wonderful chuck. You should investigate that one. Okay, so I get set every single one of those self-tapping screws at the same height. What's that say, Minnie?
The TPC, a couple people have mentioned it.
TPC is the one right here. This is the TPC, the concrete hammer drill, cordless hammer drill. It used to be known as the PDC. Okay, but we switched it because on the PDC, this whole area up top was quite confusing. And I'll grab one right here. The TPC, if we look on the top here, this was confusing to a lot of folks where the clutch is back here. This is your clutch here, and this is your switch here, and it was linear. Where this, you can even go diagonal. The switch between the speeds is a lot. It's still a quad drive. It's still a 4-speed, and your hammer and drill mode was right there.
I like the cleaner look.
Yep, me as well. And it seems more powerful. I hate saying that because I got a PDC at home. Okay. You think I covered everything? I think I covered everything. Let me look at my notes here, Chris. We got impact, hammer, drywall. Yeah, I covered everything. Okay, so hopefully I eliminated a little bit. Hopefully I didn't confuse you anymore. Okay, but even down in Austin last week, we had a few of the newer drills down there, and someone was coming up, Sedge, which one should I get? And I would always put in everybody's hand the CXS12, and everybody was freaking down there how powerful it was. So hopefully I've helped you get a little bit of choice in there, which one you should choose, or help you make the right choice.
Links in the description.
Huh?
Links in the description.
Links, oh, and Chris, that's why he knew there were 9. All the links are in the description. Man, you are super efficient, unit. All right, so I'm just gonna wheel this over here. Woo! I couldn't believe it when I looked it up. We had 9. That's wild. I remember when it was 1 back in 2006 and 7. We had the C12. And everybody wanted to know why a brushless motor. And now everybody knows why a brushless motor. All right, so what we have here is, boy, Minnie, don't tell me that's already too, oh my goodness, I gotta call everybody out. Okay, so the first person, this is so cool. I think I know this guy. It's Andrew from Parkersburg, West Virginia. How you doing, Andrew? We have Mike M. from Austin, Texas. It was great hanging out with you last week, Mike. I had a wicked good time. Ray from Pensacola. Andrew from Toledo, Ohio. Joe from Waseca, Illinois. Julian from Lausanne, Switzerland. Don't trip, Chris. Doug from Zionsville. Matt from Tinley Illinois. Leo from Holland. Sir Alex from Moreland, Kansas. We have, oh my God, it's him. It's Dirk from Dayton. I'll see you at Hartville, hopefully. Mark S. from Woodcraft, Springfield. Merlin from Walla Walla, Washington. Michael from Edmonton, Alberta. Dale from Swaddling Coat, England. Des from Harrogate, England. Jeff from Clarksburg, Maryland. Monty from Canton, Connecticut. Kurt from Rochester, Michigan. Steve from Arkansas. Alex from York, Nebraska. We have Steve Z from Sweden. We have Darren from Goodyear, Arizona. Jason and Yana, Hawaii. Granite Falls, Washington. Mitchell from West LA, California. Rick from sunny Blackpool, UK. Michelle from Paris, France. Oh, wow. Doug from Zionsville is in Hawaii visiting his new granddaughter. Wow, wicked cool. Warren from Batavia. Ricardo from Lake Como, Italy. Ken from Carthage, Indiana. Joshua from Sun City, Florida. Jacob from Rhode Island. Christopher or Chris from Malta. Man, I want to get there. Dan from Whitestone, New York. Bermuda Steve. Dana from Yokohama, Washington. Alonzo from Mississauga, Ontario. Jeffrey from Boise, Idaho. Mac from Anaheim, California. Gerald from Derrida.
Gerald, I forgot the rest.
Gerald. I was like, who's Gerald? Gerald from Derrida, Louisiana. Rob from South Devon, England. Chris, are you tired? You're like already leaning. All right, it's time for lunch. You're so famished. Stephen D. from Bellevue, Nebraska. Michael P. from Hawaii. Boy, there's a lot of people from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Garrett's from Hawaii. Okay, John from Basel, Switzerland. Gary from Beers with the Boys. I'll see you tonight. Dick from Katy, Texas. Jim from Greenbrier, California. Greenbrae, California. Carrie from Dallas, Texas. Mark from Krimpen aan de Lek, the Netherlands. Woo! Captain Kirk from Rockland, Marietta, Georgia. Matt, wow, Captain Kirk. Well,
Yeah.
Matt from Newark, Ohio. Warped Woodsman, how you guys doing? We have engineer Mike from New Hyde Park. We have Mark from Walney Island, England. We have Po from Finland. We have Dan, my main man, Dan from Kingman, Arizona. Mr. Blake Weber from Novara, California. John from Tickfaw, Louisiana. Wow. Phil from Reading, Berkshire, UK. John from Saskatoon, Canada. Broke Lead Woodworks from Raleigh, North Carolina. We have Tom from Reddington, Indiana. Oh my goodness gracious. Richard and George. George is a dog. He's sleeping. Woof. The Tune. Tony from Dallas, Texas. Jason from Fenton, Michigan. Going to the dogs, Buchanan, Tennessee. Mr. Rampkin from Boston, Massachusetts. Gregory from Buzzards Bay, Massachusetts. David from Southwest France. We have Petri from Jolarvi, Finland. We have Bahama Brian. How you doing, Mr. St. John Moss? We have Stephen from Ottawa, Canada. Woodcraft Dayton. Woo! We have Scott from Greeley, Colorado. Ed from Westchester. Jeff from Raymond, Maine. Tom and Kelly from Eatonton, Georgia. Dave from Poway, California. Willie from Freeville. Oliver from Southern California. Ant, my main man, Ant from Fontana. That's in California. We have Dave and Daniel from Barrettville, Switzerland. We have Dave and Gwen. We'll see you guys at Hatville Tool coming up here in November. How you doing, Gwen? All right. Johnny Ringo from Searsport. We have Cater from Dorchester. Alan from Austin, Texas. Deanna from Woodcraft, Atlanta. Jeff from Bloomington, Indiana. Mike C. from Winchester, Virginia. Fabrice from Paris, France. Kenneth from Oak Park, Illinois. All right. We have Hank Foreman. Hey, Hank. Thanks for reaching out to me yesterday, brother. Everybody's still fine up there. We have Jay from J-A-R from Saskatchewan.
JR.
Oh, J-R.
JR.
That's J and an R. J-R.
Except it's not.
That's J-R from Saskatchewan. We have Bland from Beaverton, Oregon. Mike Lyden. Woo! From Boston, Mass. I'll see you tonight, Mike. Skylier from Bristow, Virginia. Robert from Kentville, Nova Scotia. Bill B. from Newcastle, Delaware. Robbie One Kenobi from Corinth, Texas. It's him. It's Johnny O from Atco. We have Fifi from Slovenia. See, you're better than me. We have Rob from Cinnaminson, New Jersey. See, I can pronounce it nowadays. We have Brandon from Olathe, Texas. We have Eric from Huntsville, Alabama. Claude from Luxembourg. Brad from LaGrange, Indiana. Russ from Chichester. Johnny Maniscalco from Memphis, Tennessee. We have BP, was late. Grand Canyon start over. What?
BP was late. Can you start over?
Okay. Hey, BP. Hey, BP. Yeah, no, I can't start over. But you can rewatch it. That's the beauty of YouTube. And last but not least, hopefully I see you in about a month, it's Joe from Akron, Ohio. Joe, thinking of you. Have a great weekend, everybody. Is that it, Min Min?
That's it.
Okay, everybody. I just want to say thank you. This is a wrap. Episode 156. Can you believe it? Garrett, good job. Good job. It was Chris's fault that it went faulty.
Yep.
We always blame everything on the unit.
Blame me.
Okay, everybody. Have a safe weekend. Our hearts go out to everybody up in Maine and Lewiston. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And what do I always say, Minnie? We love you.
We love you.
So thanks. Have a great weekend and safe weekend. And that's a wrap.